My name's Ned. This little guy right here, who you can't quite see, is my dog Jai. And my documentation is now officially published on Microsoft's website. Let's take a look. So here it is, this example. These screenshots came from my computer, and I wrote this tutorial that's now published on learn.microsoft.com. Now, I'll be the first to admit it's not much, but let's talk about how we got here. So, for those of you who don't know, Microsoft Learn is actually built by the community. So, different people across all kinds of verticals and all kinds of Microsoft products write documentation and tutorials. So, you can go onto GitHub, request your own personal copy of the Microsoft documentation library. You can edit that copy in your repo, and then you can create a pull request to push data or edits from your copy into Microsoft's version. And that's exactly what I did. So, why? Well, I am a big fan of visual calculations. I think they're probably one of the more innovative things to happen to Microsoft Power BI in a pretty long time. So I was seeing all of these really cool examples hit LinkedIn, and I occasionally send a message back and forth with Jay, the product owner. And I messaged him and I said, hey, you need to get some of these examples on Microsoft Learn, and volunteered to write one or two. I actually think I might have volunteered to write 20. And that was because my wife was in Germany for work and I was pretty bored at home without her. You see, I'm one of those people that kind of, their eyes are bigger than their stomach. However, I was able to pretty quickly put together that tutorial and submit it on off via pull request to Microsoft. And then I promptly forgot about it. Meanwhile, Jay and team had some pretty basic feedback for me because it was riddled with typos. Uh, and it took him actually messaging me on LinkedIn, seeing if it was still something that I wanted to continue trying to submit, for me to go back in and fix my mistakes, which I did. But in doing so, promptly made a few more mistakes that then he had to go back and prompt me to fix again. However, at the time, I was on vacation in Portugal. And so as a result, a whole 2 months later, we have a 4-step tutorial on Microsoft's website. That said, I really think that it's pretty cool that my little tutorial is right here on Microsoft's website, despite how long it took me to submit doing it. And if you have a really cool example that you'd love to share with the community, I would encourage you to go try and share it. Because again, it's 4 steps on Microsoft website, but it's my 4 steps. Anyway, I hope you have a good evening. And if you enjoyed this video, and if you like business intelligence, in particular SQL, Power BI, and someone who rambles and occasionally gets things wrong, please consider subscribing and liking this video. Thanks for watching.